Hey, man. Say it's the Hood CNN with your favorite hood reporter, the Prime Minister of Hood Education, Dr. Monroe. Because I got a PhD in common sense and I'm a 5-star general. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the Hood CNN. You know, the realest and rawest conversation on the net, man. The realest and rawest conversation on the net. And I want to tell you, I changed the music. So, we really going to do some things with this thing. Hold on a second. Let's see. This is public. There we go. Say, man, I want to say how you doing top of the afternoon to you. It's another Hood CNN. We changed the background. You can see me back there. I like talking to myself some days. But I tell you what, when it's all said and done, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. And I want to tell you this is how we're going to do the Hood CNN from here on out. We got a problem. We got a problem in the Houston Independent School District. Of course, we know we got a teacher shortage. Over 800 teaching positions that have not been filled going into the school year. But in the state of Texas, football is king. Football is like a religion in the state of Texas. We know about Friday Night Lights. We know about it. But we're going to have a real conversation right now because there is a serious helmet shortage in the Houston Independent School District as well as across the country. But I'm not concerned with across the country. I'm concerned with the Houston Independent School District. We have football seasons coming up. And the reason that I'm speaking on this because I've had a lot of concerned community members, a lot of concerned parents reach out to me. And they was like, you got to speak on this, Monroe. You got to speak on it. Well, I'm going to speak on it. There is a helmet shortage in the Houston Independent School District, but I don't think that the helmet shortage has affected the affluent schools. The affluent schools are the Bel Airs, the Lamars, the Westberries, that have high-powered alumni associations, different things like that. But you have a school, say like Heights, that has that mixed population of black and brown kids who has almost 150 football players, but yet they only have like 50-something helmets. How do you run a viable football program and yet you don't have the one tool that you need to be able to run your program? When a plumber goes to work, they have their tools. And if you take that pipe wrench away from that plumber, he can't do his job. Now, I notice some people, they could give a damn and care less if these children have their helmets. But here's my thing. If there is a shortage of helmets in the Houston Independent School District, explain to me how a school like Worthing High School only has 15 helmets to start the season. A school like James Madison with a brand new coach, Jason Davis, who walked into a situation where he didn't have a lot of kids and now he's close to 100 kids. He only has 30 helmets to start practices with, which start tomorrow with conditioning in those helmets. Now, you have to have those 5 days of where they have to get acclimated to the uniform. So you can't even put the whole uniform on for 5 days. And then you have schools that have scrimmages like next week. So if a kid misses all this week because they don't have a helmet, then they have to sit out next week with that helmet if they get it by Friday, and will not be allowed to play in the scrimmages, if I'm saying that right. I don't know what we can do, but football is goddamn king in the state of Texas. And across the state of Texas, there may be a helmet shortage, but is there a helmet shortage at Duncanville? Is there a helmet shortage at Westlake? Is there a helmet shortage at Allen in the Houston Independent School District? From what I understand, allegedly, all the 6A schools got all their helmets, and everybody else, you get what you get. I know at my alma mater, I think we ended up with 47 helmets, and we don't have enough for our kids. I don't know how many Cashmere and North Forest have, but I know Cashmere did not get all their helmets. So a lot, it's not a racist issue according to what I've been told, but it seems like the predominantly black and brown schools are not getting their fair share of the helmets. Now, I can't ask for, okay, well, Westbury, you got all these helmets, but yet you ain't got all these kids. Can we wear your helmets at Yates? That can't happen because their helmets are blue. Another thing, we are not going to share helmets. That's been offered to where you wipe the helmet down. No, we're not sharing helmets. That's not going to happen. You know, we're not sharing helmets. And, you know, I think that the rules have to be changed, because if helmets don't need to be reconditioned, then they shouldn't be sent back to the district. They should be locked in that locker room. I know at Yates, we have a storage room for equipment. Nobody can get in that room. So if those helmets don't have to be reconditioned, then no, we shouldn't have to send them back. And then we would not be going through this at this point. But my problem with it is that, did we send the helmets back to be reconditioned in a timely fashion? Did we send them back right after the season, early in the spring, to get them back in time? Or are we doing this at the last minute? I don't give a damn at this point. Football is king in the state of Texas. And the only shot that some of our kids have to get out of these neighborhoods is through the game of football. So what we gonna do? We got to start canceling games. What we gonna do? It's no way that Worthing High School can even run a any type of team, varsity, junior varsity, whatever, with 15 helmets. That's not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. And I understand that I've researched it, guys. They say there's a helmet shortage across the country, which is similar to shortages and other things that may be going on. But that is a reason why we need to stop outsourcing all of our manufacturers. Everything that we get in the United States of America, we got to get from another country. No, we need our own plants here. That's what Trump was telling us. We needed our own plants in the United States of America, because now with all this shit going on, we can't get what we need. But we also have to understand that when the COVID happened, a lot of people left their jobs. And I get that. That's neither here nor there for me at this point. I don't give a fuck if that plant is open and it got one worker and it needed 1,000. We need some goddamn helmets down in Houston. And we need some helmets for our inner city kids. We need some fucking helmets, because if we start doing the research, and I'm just telling y'all, these high-powered white schools got they shit. And the rest of us, we just got to get it how we live. I don't think that is fair to all of these new coaches that have been hired in HISD this year to walk into this shit and they face this type of problem with less than 3 weeks to go before the fucking season starts. You know, whoever the problem may wherever that we got, whoever's feet we have to drop that problem at, it needs to be dropped there and it needs to be fixed. Mr. Superintendent, we need some goddamn helmets. We need some helmets in HISD. Some of us ain't playing for no goddamn district championships this year. Some of us really want to try to win a state championship. And we need what we need. But see, when these kids exceed expectation, when these kids get to the ultimate game, then all the district officials want to show up and they want to celebrate them. The question is why? Dion Hollingham put his question up. He put a question up. Dion says, Monroe, do you think we push the season back like we did in COVID-19? That's not going to happen. UIL is not going to let it happen because the high powers got their shit. They ain't short of helmets in Allen, Texas. They ain't short of helmets in Duncanville, Westlake. I can tell you that not. That ain't happening. The poor will suffer while the rich will prosper. And contrary to popular opinion, Lamar got all their helmets and ain't gonna bust a motherfucking grape. Westside got all their helmets and ain't gonna bust a motherfucking grape. And if you're mad about it, schedule us, bro. Schedule some of these black teams. You ain't gonna bust a fucking grape, but yet you got everything you need to work with. No, it's not just an HISD issue, Bobby, but the problem is right now, we got football to play, bro. We got football to play, man. We got football to play. And it is what it is. I don't give a fuck who got to fix the problem. It needs to be fixed. It needs to be fucking fixed. I also need you guys that have brand new schools with brand new football fields. I need you to go and walk your fields. There was a problem at James Madison High School where, you know, a lot of our black schools got turned in different directions. And a lot of these schools, football fields probably ended up on top of where the old school used to be. Well, at James Madison, that happened. And come to find out, the kids were playing on top of concrete. There were boulders that were left on this field, which is totally, totally unsafe. This is totally unsafe. Well, HISD Athletic Director Andre Walker addressed it. From what I understand, they have taped the field off with the yellow tape, and they're going to redo their field. And in the middle of it, they have to go down to High Bay Elementary, and like they did when they were building the school. Now, here's my problem with it. Whether it's a Andre Walker problem, an HISD problem, no way in fucking hell. And we had an issue at Yates. It wasn't an HISD issue, but no way in hell can a football team adequately practice on a baseball diamond. Well, at Yates, you know, they're supposed to lay the new turf and all that stuff there. That's great. When you gonna lay the shit? Or when we're gonna start on it in September over my dead fucking body? The fuck you gonna tear up a field in the middle of a fucking football season and think they could go over to the baseball and softball field? Fuck that. And I said it just like that. Because whatever the fuck they need inside of the district, they're going to get it. Whatever they need inside of that district office, they're going to provide the resources and they're going to get it. Hey, I'm going to tell you like this here, kid. We're going to bust more than some motherfucking grapes, homeboy. That's all I can say. Right now, according to Coach, back to silence. We ain't doing no talking. We ain't doing no, but let me get back to what I was focusing on, kid. It's not, we already know that the district is not fair to the Madisons, the Yateses, the Sterlings, the Worthens, the Booker T's, the North Forests. You feel what I'm saying? They're not fair to them in any capacity. From an academic standpoint, they don't provide the extra help that these administrators need. I know one school in particular, y'all didn't help their fucking school last year. And the school did horribly, but yet you want to penalize them. But the help you gave to the high-powered schools, you didn't give to that school. So when it comes down to what needs to be fucking done, I don't know who need to fix it. I don't know how you're going to fix it. I don't know if you take a fucking 18-wheeler and just ride all around the country. But you need to find these children some helmets, man. They should not have to cancel one scrimmage. They should not have to cancel any games. And if you, like Kevin, your people at Sterling, if they don't have all their helmets, do not allow those kids to wipe out helmets. Y'all got all this shit going around that you say going around, the COVID, the monkeypox, all that. Who the fuck gonna be wiping helmets down on the sideline? If they ain't wiping them down at the white schools, we ain't wiping them down at the black schools. Go and find what these kids need. Equity is simple. If you have multiple teams in the district that wear blue helmets and you get 500 of them in, you divide that 500 amongst all of them. You don't give one team everything they fucking need, and then you show up at Worthing, they go to get their shit and they get 15 helmets. That's not justified, man. Let me see what Dion says, because he's very vocal. I love my man. I've got love for him. When it comes to these baby safeties, is always first. To have those playing concrete slabs an inch away from the surface is absolutely bullshit. And I do feel the same way. That's on the bond department. That's on the goddamn people that built the school. No. Let me tell you something. I'm going to call you, Kevin. We're going to talk. Whatever needs to be done, get it done. There is, and every one of y'all listen to what I'm saying. There is nothing that district officials lack for at 4400 West 18th Street. There is nothing that they lack for at 4400 West 18th Street. So therefore, there should not be nothing that our children lack for at any school. Now, I'm going to say that in a different way. If you got all your shit that you need at 4400, we need all our shit we need at our schools. Because the same tax money that you're using to make sure that you got the proper security at the district, you got more police officers at the district than you have at the fucking schools. I know that when you go to a board meeting, you got 14, 15 cops in there, but you ain't got them at our schools. So whatever you need to do to help solve this problem, then solve the fucking problem before it becomes a bigger problem. You got everything you need at 4400. You feed our kids that motherfucking slop. Y'all got a whole cafeteria in that bitch. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when that motherfucker fully open, and I go and I know it's board meeting day, I get there early in the morning so that I could eat a decent meal. And they have great food in that cafeteria. But our kids eat bullshit. Everything you have at that district is top of the line. And it's time that we as taxpayers and parents demand that we have everything top of the line, from academics to athletics to after school, the whole nine. Let me say it like this here. You want us to be quiet. You want me to be quiet. I have no problem doing that. Take care of your motherfucking business, and I won't have shit to say. But this problem is going to escalate. This problem is going to escalate. So whatever needs to be done, I'm at this point. This is not a James Madison problem. It's not a Worthing problem. It's not a Sterling problem. It's not a Yates problem. It's not an Andre Walker problem. This is a fucking HISD problem. Y'all want to control all the money. Well, make this shit happen. Make this shit happen. I've been quiet. This is an HISD fucking problem. And I will say, in the last 2 years, this is the worst that I've seen this district ran in the last 2 fucking years. I'm pretty sure that our superintendent, it's not about letting the AD make it. Listen to what I'm saying. The AD is an employee of the Houston Independent School District. The superintendent runs this school district. So everything has to go through him. Whatever Mr. Superintendent needs to do to make sure our AD can get us what we need, he needs to do that at this point. Because even if Andre found 4 million helmets tomorrow, they still got to clear it, man. Know where the problem is. The superintendent, and I'm going to tell y'all something, man, because I got to do something at the next board meeting, but it's all about academics. The superintendent, a lot of days in this school district, does not know what's going on. It's time for the superintendent to know what's going on. I'm pretty sure that in his younger days, he was an athlete. He looks like he played sports. And I'm going to put Kevin's comment up because there's no way to get around this. Let me put his comment up. Monroe, this is such bull crap. We expect people to keep their babies in this district. Fuck HISD, bro, for real. Goddamn right. If I knew when I was in youth football that I was going to be short of helmets, I reached out to Kevin Walker. I did this in January. Season didn't start until August. Kevin, you got some extra helmets over there? He like, yeah, man, I'll sell them to you, whatever. Okay, and a lot of days, Kevin will just tell you, come get that shit for free. But if you wait till the last minute, then we have a problem. And people would wait till the last minute. They would never have enough helmets. But I always had enough. I always ordered my shit in a timely fashion. If I needed equipment, I ordered it in January. So by the time August came, I had all my shit at home. I never put it in storage units because they were breaking in them. And I had all my shit at home. And I was ready to go. You cannot do things at the last minute. We're not canceling any fucking games. HISD, and I'm talking to HISD because everything rises and falls on leadership. HISD. We're not canceling any games. We're not canceling any scrimmages. Brian, Heights only has like 50-something helmets. And they have like 150 kids. But you got to remember the population of Heights is predominantly Latino, mixture of white and black, predominantly Latino. So here's my thing. And the reason I say it like that, because it looks like poor children. But here's the thing. We're not canceling any fucking games at any fucking school. We're not canceling another fucking scrimmage. Nothing. Unless you want over 4,000 to 5,000 angry fucking parents and football players at your next board meeting, then fix the problem. And I want to say this here because I got to be real about this. If I've disrespected district officials by this video, or if I've said something that is totally wrong, I don't give a fuck. Fix the problem. We know the problem. What's the fucking solution? That's where I'm at. And that's where I'm going to be at. You feel what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm in the office today. I got a lot of work to do. Got to finish up the integral details so I can drop this album. And we ready to rock, man. Fix your problem. Houston Independent School District. Time to shit or get off the pot. It's Friday Night Lights. And we all gonna play under them, or ain't nobody gonna play. And that's real, dog. It's Friday Night Lights. We all gonna play under them. Listen to what I'm saying. Or ain't nobody gonna play. What that mean? Figure it out. Say, man, it's the Hood CNN with your favorite hood reporter, the Prime Minister of Hood Education, Dr. Monroe. Because I got a PhD in common sense, and I'm a 5-star general.